Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I thought I would do like a little book review because I personally really like to read and I have a lot of books, and I thought it would be fun to do a little book review and kind of show you guys like what I'm into. So I picked out some of my top books to do a little review on, and I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna start, I don't know, I'm gonna save my favorite for last. So I already know what book I'm saving for last, so I'll start with this one. So we'll do these two because they're like the same genre, and then the other ones are like the same genres, so we'll keep those together. So the first book that I have is called The Last Witness by Claire McFall. This is such a great book. It is a mystery book. It's literally a page turner, and it was a really quick read. Like, I read it in like, I want to say like a day and a half. Like, I read it so fast. It was just so good. I was just into it the entire time. So, I'll read you what the back says. 1 year ago, she survived, but being the last one standing has consequences. Heather agrees to go camping with Dougie and his friends because she's desperate to get closer to him, and a secluded beach sounds like a perfect place to do just that. But the beach holds secrets, ones that should be kept buried. And when the group uncovers something they shouldn't have, the trip takes a sinister turn that brings Heather's plans to a violent end. One by one, they begin to vanish. A year later, Heather knows she's lucky to be alive, but people are asking questions, and she'd better answer them, or else Heather will be the one to take the blame. So, it says at the top, 3 never came back, 2 survived, and 1 knows the truth. And it is so good. I was obsessed with the book, like, from the very beginning. Like, it wasn't one of those books that took forever to, like, get to the point. No, it got to the point. It went from point A, point B, point C, the end. Like, it was so good. It was a quick read. It helped get me out of a reading slump, because I remember when I did read it, I was in a really bad reading slump, and it got me out of that so quickly. It was so amazing. I loved it. Okay. This is the next book, 5 Survived by Holly Jackson. This is the only book to make me cry. And I had my glasses on, so I've got these my glasses. But this was the only book to ever make me cry. And I've read the one where they both die in the end. That book, they both die in the end. And that one didn't make me cry. This one did. The ending made me cry. It is such a good book. It's like about these friends who go on a trip camping, like their senior trip, but it goes incredibly wrong, and it is so good. If you want to talk about a page turner, that is literally this book, like, to a T. I like how simple it is. Like, when you take the hardcover, I finished this in a day. Yup, yes I did. I finished it like that. I was so freaking fast. It was amazing. It's such, God, all these books are page turners, but this one was probably the biggest page. I'm going to call them all page turners. I'm going to say, all these books are page turners. Oh my God. La, 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 la. This one is a page turner. This one I could not put down. Like, my mom was yelling at me. She's like, Madison, like, we have stuff to do. Like, you can't just sit and read all day. And I was like, yes, I can. Obviously. But, like, it's so good. Like, I can't even. There was different parts, so it's set up in a time where it shows, like, every hour. So it begins at, it shows their route that they're taking to the Gulf Shore. So it starts at 10 p.m. Oh, I just smacked myself. And it goes every hour. It lets you know. And it's by Holly Jackson, who wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I've never been disappointed by a book she's read. Red Kenny is on a road trip for spring break with her 5 friends, her best friend and her older brother, his perfect girlfriend, a friend from school, and a guy Red wishes was more than a friend. But they won't make it to their destination. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, they soon realize this is no accident. They have been trapped by someone out there in the dark, someone who clearly wants them dead. With 8 hours until dawn, the 6 friends must escape, or figure out which of them is the target. But is there a liar among them? Buried secrets will be forced to light, and tension inside the RV will reach deadly levels. Not all of them will survive the night. I was crying at the end, like, bawling my eyes out. My mom, because I was in the car, we just got back from we went into Zap Zone, and then I went out to the car, and I was like, I am finishing this book now. And they came back out, and I was bawling. Not my proudest moment, but it was just, I don't know. It's not even sad. It was just like all the emotions were just hitting me, and everything was hitting me at once. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, so it's so good though. Like, crazy good. Okay. This is a 2-part series. I wish it was like a 1,000,000-part series. It's called The Similars and the Pretenders. So the Similars is the first book. Yes, and then the Pretenders is the second book in the series. It took me a couple days to read this. So it took me a little bit longer than the other books, but it was just because I was in another reading slump. I get into reading slumps a lot, but I was in another one, and but these totally helped. I got this book, and then I hadn't even finished this book before I bought the second book. And normally I finish the first book, and then I go out to buy the second book. I was like halfway through this one. I was like, I need the second one. No ifs, ands, or buts. I absolutely need the second book. So I went out and I got it. So, an elite boarding school, a secret society, a forbidden group of students, and an explosive start to junior year. This fall, 6 new students are attending the elite Darkwood Academy, but they aren't your regular overachieving teens. They are DNA duplicates of current students joining the class alongside their originals. The Similars are all anyone can talk about. Who are they? What are the odds that all of them would be Darkwood students? And who is the madman who broke the law to create them? Emmeline Chance couldn't care less. Her best friend Oliver died over the summer, and it is all she can do to get through each day without him. Then she comes face to face with the heartbreaking face with Levi Oliver's exact DNA copy. Emma wants nothing to do with the Similars, but she keeps getting pulled deeper into their world. She can't escape the dark truths about them or her prestigious school. No one can be trusted, not even the boy she's falling for who has Oliver's face. Excuse me, what? Replay, rewind. This needs a movie, this needs a TV show, this needs a podcast. I bust this book down. Yum, yum, yum. Actually, that's it for the last book I'm going to talk about because it's my favorite book. And okay, but The Similars, it's so good. It's by Rebecca Hanover, and it literally, every way a book can be good, it is this book. Like, and the words are like big on here. Like, she used big font, and like, I eat that up. I love big font. And it's like, it literally, like, I was at the edge of my chair reading this. I was like, what's going to happen next? Okay, and what's next? What's going to happen next? The entire time. And it only gets better in the next book. Sorry. I get very passionate. The Pretenders. This is the next book. At Darkwood Academy, the truth always comes out. Emma is still reeling from the events of last year. Not only is her best friend, Ollie, shockingly alive, but the boy she loves, his genetic copy, Levi, is still on an island where he grew up, stranded with his deranged guardian. More importantly, Emma is grappling with who she really is. She can't accept what she learned about herself last year, but as she develops abilities no human should have, it gets harder to hide what she is from Ollie and the Similars, especially when the other students on campus are determined to get rid of everyone who is different once and for all. When a new threat comes to school, genetic copies called duplicates, Emma realizes there is more at stake than she could have dreamed of. Emma and her friends will try to stop the Similars creators from putting a plan into motion that could destroy everyone they love. Passed out, dead. CPR, resuscitate me, dead. These books, she needs like 10 more. And she couldn't write 10 more. And I will read 10 more of these books. I will someone email her, DM her, something. Do something. Ow, oh my God, I just broke my nail. Do something so we can get more of these. And that's all she wrote. Bestie, like, where you at? Like, we need more. The House of Salt and Sorrow. I read this book. This is so embarrassing. It was so good. I DM'd the author on Instagram and I was like, Shawty, you need another. Bitch, like, let's get cranking. Like, start typing. Like, you need a computer. I got one you can borrow. Like, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this rolling. This is so... Okay, think of the 12 Dancing Princesses Barbie movie. It's like that. It's not like that, like, at all. But, like, that's, like, the aesthetic that it is. It's the 12 Dancing Princess Barbie movie. And it's, like, this girl and her sisters, and they think the family is cursed because, like, they die, and blah, 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 blah. It took me a little bit to understand what I was reading, but, like, it always takes me a little bit to understand what I was reading. But the second I did understand what I was reading, I was like, jaw on the ground, on the freaking ground, dragging as I don't even, oh my gosh. It's, like, look at how pretty this is. And now she's coming up with the second book, and the second book is coming out in, like, August or something, and it's like, we're gonna read the back of this because, like, oh my god, you can see my unibrow. I'm so sorry about that. But we're gonna read this now. I need to shave that. Okay. In a manor by the sea, 12 sisters are cursed. Anna Lee lives a sheltered life at Highmore with her sisters. Once there were 12, but loneliness fills the grand hall now that 4 of the girls' lives have been cut short, each death more tragic than the last. Disturbed by a series of ghostly visions, Anna Lee becomes increasingly suspicious that her sisters' deaths were no accidents. The girls have been sneaking out every night to attend glittering balls, dancing until dawn in silk gowns and shimmering slippers, and Anna Lee isn't sure whether to try to stop them or to join the forbidden their forbidden excursions. Because who or what are they really dancing with? When Anna Lee's involvement with a mysterious stranger has secrets of its own intensifies, it's a race to unravel the darkness that has fallen over her family before it claims her next. I literally DM'd the author and I was like, girl, this is amazing. This is a work of art. And it is. It literally, it gets better and better. Every page I turned, I was like, what now? What now? If you need a book and you need something to get out of a reading slump, this is it. We're on to my last and my favorite book of all time. I love this bad boy. I love this MFer. Oh my god. Okay. A little backstory on this book. I did not read the back. I simply saw the cover and I was like, look at how absolutely freaking gorgeous this is. A Touch of Darkness. And it's got this beautiful, like, purple flower on it. It's by Scarlett. Oh, I didn't say who this was by. This is by Erin Craig. Sorry. This is by Scarlett St. Clair. And I just read the front and I was like, yeah. And I really just read this, Hades X Persephone, and I was like, I could eat that up. Like, I could do that. Backstory also, I don't do romance. I do books with a little bit of romance, just a little spice. Just a little sprinkle. I don't do that hardcore smut, like, I don't do that at all. Like this, a little bit of romance. A little bit of romance. All these books have a little bit of romance. I thought this would be like some Harry Potter shit. Like, I didn't think it would be like, maybe I'll read one of these red tabs. Yeah. So the front cover is all I read. So I read this part. As she struggles to sow the seeds of her freedom, love for the god of death grows, and it's forbidden. I didn't even read that. I don't think I did. Now that I think back to it, I just think I saw, A Touch of Darkness, Hades X Persephone. That could be good. The cover's pretty. I'm going to get it. And then I read it. And I read it with my jaw open. I was like, I never knew I was into this. Like, I didn't know I liked this genre of book. I feel like it's illegal to read the back of this book. If I'm going to be completely honest, like, I feel like I should not be reading this right now, but here we are. "Let me worship you," he said. His request felt sinful and devious, and she revealed in it. She answered, "Yes," reveled in it. Jesus Christ. And she reveled in it. Persephone is the goddess of spring in title only. Since she was a little girl, flowers have only shriveled at her touch. After moving to New Athens, she hoped to lead an unassuming life disguised as a mortal journalist. All of that changes when she sits down at a forbidden nightclub to play a hand of cards with a hypnotic and strangest all of that changes when she sits down in a forbidden nightclub to play a hand of cards with a hypnotic and mysterious stranger. Hades, god of the dead, has built a gambling empire in the mortal world, and his favorite bets are rumored to be impossible, but nothing has ever intrigued him as much as the goddess offering him a bargain he can't resist. After her encounter with Hades, Persephone finds herself in contact with the god of dead, and his terms are impossible. Persephone must create life in the underworld or lose her freedom forever. The bet does more than expose Persephone's failure as a goddess. However, as she struggles to sow the seeds of her freedom, love for the god of the dead, blah, 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 forbidden, whatever. That's what that said in the front. This is the smuttiest book I've ever laid my eyes on. It's not as bad as my one friend. She reads, like, the smuttiest stuff ever. And she's like, oh, this is, like, first base. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is horrible. This is so much smut in it. And she's like, this is what I read. And I was like, girl, that's what you read? Okay. This book, I love it. This is my baby. This is my, like, mwah, my little bamboonchka. I love it. As you can see, none of my other books that I like are tabbed. This one is. This one is. I just have tabbed stuff that, like, I like in the book. So, like, what is this? I'm not going to be embarrassed. I tabbed and highlighted smut scenes. There, I said it. I haven't gotten to highlighting all the scenes yet. But I just showed that one. But they're all highlighted. Like, don't you worry. I'm getting there. Okay. I'm not reading that out loud. I feel like that's illegal, but look it up on TikTok. Like, honestly, guys, look this book up on TikTok. There's so many bad. I've read the whole series now, and there's so many, like, people are like, oh my god, I don't like it. Bah, 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 bah. Bah, bah, bah. They don't like this book, people like, but they don't like the second book, and I, like, ate the second book up. I ate that up. The third book, I ate that up, and now there's a fourth book. Oh my god. I literally, last night, ordered, so this is Persephone's, like, POV. I ordered Hades' POV. There's 2 books of Hades' POV. POV. To go for the first and second book, and I ordered them. I was like, check, please. Like, I eat up some Hades and Persephone. I eat up that stuff. I leave absolutely no crumbs. Absolutely none. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you, like, pick out a book or find a book that you like. But, like, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit the subscribe.